Well, hey there everybody, and welcome to another episode of AC Jones Kitchen. I asked a couple of weeks ago what everyone was interested to see in the next episode, and I got an overwhelming response for chocolate chip cookies. I have gone my whole life using the same chocolate chip cookie recipe. Not one that I developed, one that I found, one on the back of a certain package, and I had that committed to memory. And so for years, from memory, I had been making these chocolate chip cookies over and over and over again. And throughout the years, I don't know if the ingredients changed or something changed, but just they weren't quite what I wanted anymore. And so when you guys suggested chocolate chip cookies, I thought, what better way to develop my own recipe than to do it for the purpose of putting it out for AC Jones Kitchen. So I did a lot of research for this recipe to get exactly what I wanted. And I'm sure as I go down the line, I'm going to be changing it more and more, but I'll give you guys updates as I make them. But for now, this is what I have found works for me as a chocolate chip cookie. I'm more of a chewy cookie person, and I did an online poll, and it seems that most of you who are watching are also chewy cookie people. If you're a crispy cookie person, that's fine. You just leave them in the oven for a little bit longer and they should crisp up for you. So any cookie recipe for me starts with the dry ingredients. It's all about the dry ingredients versus the wet ingredients. I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, just your regular flour, and then I also have 1/2 cup of cake flour. So cake flour, I've said this before, has less protein, it's a little bit lighter. Just add that cake flour directly to the all-purpose flour, mix it up a little bit. There we go. Next what I have in this little dish right here, I have 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, I use baking soda and baking powder in this recipe because of the way that I changed the wet ingredient. And that goes right into our flour mixture, just as such. And you want to make sure that you mix up all of these dry ingredients so they are ready to go. So like most recipes for cookies, this cookie recipe is going to start with 2 sticks of butter. Unwrap them and put them right into the bowl of your mixer. So once you get the butter into your mixer, you're going to start out with 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar, just right into the mixing bowl with that butter. And turn on your mixer. There we go. I have it at about medium speed. If any of the butter gets stuck, which it normally does, just scrape it off of your paddle. There we go. So once that's done creaming a little bit, we are going to add our brown sugar. So to the bowl of the mixer, I am going to add 1 cup of dark brown sugar, okay? Not your regular light brown sugar, this is dark brown sugar. So this has a higher content of molasses in it, which is why we need that baking powder. Because when we add this, the molasses is going to sort of pull this mixture down a little bit. So we're going to need that baking powder that we added earlier so that we can get a better lift when it goes into the oven. So 1 cup of dark brown sugar. And we're going to beat that on medium speed again, just until it's very well combined. After your sugars and butter, we are going to add 2 eggs plus 1 egg yolk to this work bowl and mix that all up together. So you can take those eggs, mix them on about medium speed until the butter, the sugar, and the eggs are all very well combined. Then rinse off the egg. Perfect. Now, we are going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I like my cookies to be very vanilla-y. Along with that molasses and the dark brown sugar, it just adds a really nice flavor, and I think it really rounds it out. There we go, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and once again, let this thing go until everything's combined. Time to add our flour mixture. So we have all of our leaveners in here, our 2 different kinds of flour, and we're going to very slowly, to prevent an explosion, add this flour mixture to the work bowl here. Once it's all combined, we can get into the fun part, which is adding our chocolate chips. In this case, 2 cups of chocolate chips is what I have. They generally tell you to add it to the bowl and mix with a spatula. But I'm a terrible person and I probably commit the biggest kitchen sin that you can. I just add it to the work bowl of the mixer. They usually tell you to mix them by hand so that the chocolate chips don't break up. But to be quite honest, I don't really care if the chocolate chips break up because then I have more chocolate throughout the cookie and I don't have to worry about getting one big chunk. So do what you want. You can mix them in with a spatula or you can mix them in your work bowl. I'm not gonna judge because guess what? I won't be there, nor will I judge on how many chocolate chips you put in. I suggest 2 cups. You want 3 cups? You want 4 cups? Once again, I'm not there to judge. Add what you want. And now we are ready to take our lovely cookie dough batter and put it on our trays to bake in the oven so that we can eat our delicious cookies. Or, once again, I won't judge if you just want to eat this straight out of the bowl. But you didn't hear that from me because the FDA does not approve of you eating raw eggs or raw flour because it's bad for you. It's very bad for you. My recipe for chocolate chip cookies. I really hope that you guys like them. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you next time on the next episode of AC Jones Kitchen. And until then, enjoy your cookies.